Hello, Professor. Today, I will talk about how to invest in the medium to long-term product. Now, first, I will give my point of view. My core view is we should focus on the generation mobile networks, the 5G generation. And my auxiliary views is we should choose the 5G modules with strong growth to invest. I suggest to purchase the SMH ETF. My dialectical view is as a medium and a long-term investment, the product proportion of the 5G ETF portfolio should be allocated about 30% to balance profitability and responsiveness. Second, I will introduce the 5G. First, we should have a look at the value of the 5G. The 5G uh, will be enhanced mobile broadband, and it is high reliability and low delay, and it is large in the connection. Here I show you the three stages of 5G development. Uh, the first era is from 2019 to 2021, and the characters I use, there are three characters. First, it is base station construction, and it is hardware upgrading, and it preliminary development of application scenarios. But the situation of the application scenarios is relatively lagging behind. The second era is from 2021 to 2025, and there also has three characteristics. And the first is IR technology will mature, and the 5G phones will be equipped with more intelligent hardware, and it created new application scenarios. And the last area is from 2020 to 2030, and these areas, the development and the application of various intelligent devices are mature, and there will be a true internet of everything. And here are three modules involved in the 5G. The first is upstream. We can call it hardware. It is happened in the 5G first areas. Communication-based stations, radio frequency antenna, PCB, optical communication, main equipment manufacturers will be involved in this area. The second area is the second area is about medium stream. We can call it design and operation. And these areas we will see some development of network planning, design, maintenance, and operation engineering. And the last modules is about downstream. We can call it applications. This will happen in the last area. And this area, we can see applications scenarios, future emerging industry, artificial driving, smart city, artificial intelligence, big data, cloud computing, operators, just like China Unicom and the AT&T. And after the popularization of the 5G and commercial use, the application scenarios of 5G and the whole industry are natural. which will set off a wave of mobile phone and the smart device replacement. It will stimulate a new round of growth and innovations in the semiconductor and the chips industry. And I look some information from the network, the net, and I found it has important information for the 5G ETF. And there we give 7 great ETFs to buy for the price of the 5G recommended by Nasdaq. From this PowerPoint, we can see the first is CHIC. It is focused on telecommunication and the communication service companies. It belongs to upstream and the midstream. Next one is NXTG. It is focused on chip and the computer service. And it belongs to upstream and the midstream. The FIVG is focused on semiconductor and telecom gear makers, satellite companies, cloud computing firms, and many more. This ETF belongs to upstream and the downstream, and the XTL ETF is focused on alternative carriers, communication equipment, telecommunications service, and wireless telecommunications. It belongs to upstream and the midstream. The next is SMH. It focuses on semiconductor and the chips. It belongs to upstream and the downstream. SMSR. It is focused on the Internet of Things, and it belongs to downstream. The last one is SRER ETF. It focuses on real estate and infrastructure, data center, and infrastructure. It belongs to upstream. And I compare the indicated on this slide, and I found the most notable one is SNH for long-term investment. From this slide, I compare the price, rating, fees, assets, average daily volume, PE ratio, PB ratio in the focus countries. I found that SMH rating is at a high level, and the price is high, and the fee is lower than others. But even though it is not the lowest one, but it is okay for us to invest. And also asset, it has the largest asset. Every daily volume, we found the amount is bigger than others. And the PE ratio and PB ratio, it shows us PE ratio, it is variated at a reasonable level, and the others are very higher or very lower, and maybe they are under variated, or they maybe have some form. And the PB, it shows us it has a good potentials, and the greater the PB value, the greater the development potential. And the 7, it have focused on different countries. This slide shows us the yield, sharp ratios, alpha indicate, and beta indicate, and the R square also from this slide. we can find S&H has a good performance than others, and there are three technology character areas, and we found it has a good performance. This slide we can see it is about the price chart and the a price chart. From this line, we can see the orange line. It shows us a good increase line and the increase chance. This orange line is about S&H. This chart shows us the total return. We also found the orange line shows us a good chance. It also is about S&H. And this line shows us composition of S&H. We can see the countries. This ETF is conclude 4 countries. It is very concentrated. The sectors of S&H is just focused on 3 sectors. Most of the share is about semiconductors areas. And the holdings of S&H, we can see it is held by the semiconductor company, and this Taiwan semiconductor country Intel Corporation, and we can see some of them are very famous in the world, and they are semiconductor country, technology country, and some of them are investment company. And here is prospective business of S&H. Some semiconductor makers, including Qualcomm, have significant 5G exposure, putting the spotlight on chip funds. Taiwan Semiconductor is S&H's largest holding at a weight of 12.7%. It is evident that the 5G is a legitimate list for some chip makers. The 5G's impact will spread far beyond the confines of the tech industry, impacting every aspect of social and driving new economic activity that will promote rising demand for microchips. And now I will compare S&H and FNX. Why I choose FNX? Because it is one of the ETF that purchased by Mr. Christ, and it is also about the Internet ETF. Also, S&H is about Internet and the technology area. From these 2 charts, we can see the gray line shows us a good performance than the blue line. The gray line is about S&H. And from this chart, we can see S&H are focused on the countries and the sectors. And the holdings, we also can see S&H has been held by some technology and the semiconductor areas company. And the holdings are not concentrated by 1 or 2 company. The holders are these three built, then the FINX. Here are some indicated compared. Yes. About the after we compared, we found SNH has a good performance than FINX. Also, we can see the fees are lower than FNX. FNX focus on financial technology products and service. The financial sector is inherently risky. Besides, the risks of the 5G industry are relatively small. Therefore, it is an inevitable trend for the 5G to drive and the development of various industries. So SMH does outperform FINX in terms of business prospects. The penetration rate of the fintech has reached a stage of gradual maturity, which space of the development is limited. However, the 5G is in the early stage of development and has a promising prospect in the later stage. Here I give three conclusions about my presentation. The first is the development of the application scenarios, the development prospect of LOT, artificial intelligence, and the unmanned driven industry driven by the 5G will be very optimistic. And the 5G areas and the industry will tend from policy driven to commercial driven. The second is it is commanded to allocate 30% of the investor share in the SNH ETF for common investor. The last one, it is recommended to sell FNX the 5.5% of Mr. Christ's investment and then to invest the SNH ETF. Thank you, that's all.